What's up, everybody? I'm Michael Chris, 3 years running bestseller at ShineOn. Now I'm the CMO of ShineOn. I wanted to thank you so much for checking out our YouTube video. And if you like this kind of content, I want you to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and I hope you enjoy the video. So why don't you start by reading it and then take it away?
Sure. So hooked on you. I may have reeled in I may have reeled in other fish in my life, but you are the only keeper. I love you. Yeah, so this is short and sweet. The phrase could probably use a bit more context. I have seen like short phrases work, but more times than not, uh, it's the so this is probably what I would use when I do my phrase building as either the close or the hook. So this is the first part of the phrase, and then I would mix in something more emotional in the middle. So something like I'm trying to think, but we'll come back to that. So let's go to the top. So we've got hooked on you. So again, this is going back to what I said in the previous phrase, but the previous example. The difference here is it caters to the niche, so that you can probably get away with doing this style. So you can probably go hooked on you for life, sort of thing, as the title. But again, I would probably start with testing like proven receiver, like to my wife, and then still do like the fishing niche style card. I'm not sure about the graphics. I think that if you're gonna do this, probably can do it. Not like because the colors, it's kind of like takes away from the design and the message. Like you're just looking at the graphics, and there's no appeal for my eyes to read the message. It's more like looking at the fish. Like you don't want the fish or your graphic elements to be the highlights of your message card. You want the message to stand out. So really, this part should be the first thing that I'm looking at to read, and I'm looking at the graphics. So when your eyes are like drawn away by like other elements in the design, it can take away from the key part. So again, so the greeting card style is probably where I'd start with something like this, and then transition into something more ambitious further down the funnel and test different variations of the design. And with the phrase, we can probably add one of the like popular phrases which you've probably seen time and time again, like the always remember phrase, or what was the other one? Like the first kiss, first date phrase. There's like quite a few phrases which you've probably seen time and time again when you're doing product research. So you can use one of the repeating phrases in the middle part to emphasize the emotional hook to the buyer. So this was good to get them to start to read the phrase, but you need some sort of substance, in my opinion, to really sell to the audience. Does that make sense? I think that's pretty much all I have on this design.
Yeah, totally, man. So what I'd like to add is I almost feel like this one's missing the niche. So, like, is the niche, or are we going for like someone that's kind of interested in the fishing kind of thing? And if so, then I think the design is a little off because it's this it feels a little cartoony to me, and
Mm.
I would expect it to be more like kind of rustic or outdoorsy or something that aligns a little bit better with the kind of fishing kind of niche. That's if that's what you were going for on this. Um,
Yep.
I do totally agree with Kirsta that like these fish in particular, they're very distracting. Maybe without color, like if they were grayscaled or something like that, maybe it'd be a little bit better and not quite as distracting. Totally agree with Kirsta. We need more meat on the phrase. Keep in mind, it's the phrase that pays. If they cry, they'll buy. like if you can arouse almost any kind of emotion in somebody and you do that with the phrase, they're going to be more likely to buy the product. That should be your number one prerogative as you move into this, is move people emotionally. And they'll be more likely to buy. So at any rate, I would also add that this here it's much too small. Let me get my little marker out so you can see where I'm at. This here, the kind of intro, I feel like that's way too small. It needs to be a little bigger. It needs to be in your face. Yeah. Other than that, I think I pretty much agree on what Kirsta said. In the background, yeah, I kind of agree too. The background to me looks like a pair of blue jeans. It's like denim
Yep.
jeans, something like that.
Yeah.
So I think you need to really think about the niche and who you're going after. And if it's the fishing thing, you need to go study what has worked well in this niche and try to borrow some winning elements from things that you've seen that works well. This feels super cartoony to me, and I would expect it to be more kind of outdoorsy, more rustic, that kind of thing. So that's what I think I have to share. Zappy, what do you got?
Yeah, and I know that I agree with mostly everything you guys have said. And if everybody that's watching too, you realize that even we have some different opinions on certain things, and a lot of it does still come down to subjectivity. But at the end of the day, once you have your design, it's about the testing. We can think something looks great or looks terrible all day long, but it's really, there's core elements, foundational elements that we're trying to stick with here. But at the end of the day, is it going to sell or not? And that really only comes from doing a test. But I agree that the fish are distracting the way they are now. Maybe you could go with something a little bit more campy like that if it was like a for daughter or granddaughter, like a younger child kind of a thing. It still needs to be in balance with the whole design here. Like Michael said, you can sometimes take the color out, make them just white, and then put some transparency on it. Again, I would change this design, but if you were incorporating some elements, sometimes just being really subtle still can look elegant and beautiful. So you could take just maybe one fish and put transparency on it so they sort of blend in with the background, and it's just an accent on the side. Any of the visual elements should be complementary to everything else. So the star here is always really the jewelry, and then it's the message card itself. So the message itself. So when I was thinking, if you were going to incorporate something with fish, again, if it works, maybe you could have fish kissing on there. I think you were trying to go for, since this was I love you kind of thing, you're going for here's the male fish, here's the female fish. But if you did find like a little element or a place that you could put it in there, I think that could be something that would be cute, maybe with a little heart or something. But Hooked on You, I was with Michael too. I wasn't sure if this was intended to be, hey, for my fishing wife kind of a thing, or if it was just a general, play on words, hey, I'm hooked on you kind of thing. If you were going to go for something like that, that would be an option too. You could say to my, if your wife was just, women that are huge in fishing or whatever the thing is, to my fishing wife, to draw in a certain crowd if that's who you're really targeting. I also agree with Kirsta in terms of adding a little bit more element. I wrote something here. What does it say? That I just, off the top of my head, I said the day I caught you was the best day. Wait, let's see. What did I even type? The day I caught you was the best day. Was the day I got the best catch of my life. I think that if you're going to sort of play off of that, you could do something that is just really tugs more at the heartstrings somehow. I will say the first time I read the original message, I may have reeled up other fish in my life. I'm not a huge fan of that. Like, I've seen lots of other women or been with lots of other women or that sort of a sentiment. I think the more you can focus on the existing relationship, the better. So I probably would kind of scrap some of that in general, but that's just me. So I think those were my main thoughts overall with that one.
Yeah, I think I agree with you. I think we did pretty good on this one. Let's move to the next one. Hey, Michael here again. Thank you so much for checking out today's video. If you like the content, make sure you like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. And there's one more thing I want you to do. Check out the links in the description below. I want you to look at the link to ShineOn.com where you can sign up and become a seller with us today. It literally takes 60 seconds and it could change your life. Secondly, I want you to go to our Facebook group. It's the most engaged e-commerce group on the planet. We're constantly sharing important tips, tricks, and things like that that can help you on your seller journey and level up your e-commerce game. Thank you so much for watching the video, and I hope you have a great one. Take care.